There is a hunger deep within the heart of every God-fearing woman, a longing not just for companionship, but for a divine partnership, a union ordained by God himself. Many search tirelessly, hoping to find someone who feels right. But how? Can you be certain that the man before you is your God-ordained husband? Tonight, I want to reveal something powerful, a single, unmistakable sign that will illuminate the path God has set before you. If you are ready, lean in, because this revelation will shift your understanding of love, destiny, and divine timing. Too often, women settle. They settle for men who are available but not aligned, men who are kind but lack spiritual depth, men who can love them but not lead them according to God's blueprint. And while the world teaches compromise, the kingdom of God teaches alignment. There is a difference between someone who is good for you and the man God has prepared exclusively for you. That difference can mean years of heartache avoided, doors closed, and divine opportunities embraced. So how do you discern? How do you know without a doubt that the man you are drawn to is the one God has designed specifically for your life? The answer, sisters, lies in one undeniable sign: divine alignment in spirit, purpose, and character. Divine alignment is the ultimate sign that the man you are praying for, hoping for, and believing God for is truly your God-ordained husband. It is the single most important indicator that distinguishes a relationship orchestrated by heaven from one created by human desire, chance, or fleeting emotion. Many women spend years chasing after relationships that feel right on the surface but lack the deeper confirmation of God's plan. They are drawn by attraction, by charm, by emotional connection, or even by convenience. But none of these things can replace divine alignment. Divine alignment is unmistakable because it touches the very core of your spirit, resonates with the purpose God has placed within you, and reflects character that mirrors the heart of God. This alignment is not about how a man makes you feel for a moment, nor is it about what he can give you materially or socially. It is about a spiritual confirmation that God himself has ordained this union for a reason greater than both of you. When a man is divinely aligned with your life, there's a sense of peace that surpasses understanding. You know it in your heart, in your spirit, and in your soul. It is as if God is saying, "This is the one I have prepared for you. Walk with him." You will not feel confusion, doubt, or inner turmoil. Instead, there will be a quiet, confident assurance that cannot be explained by mere attraction or timing. Divine alignment also manifests in the way a man's purpose complements yours. God is a God of destiny, and he does not bring two people together randomly. He unites those whose lives are meant to fulfill his plan on earth in a synergistic way. When your paths intersect with divine alignment, you will notice that his dreams, his calling, and his values do not conflict with yours. Instead, they enhance, encourage, and amplify the work God has already begun in your life. There is a harmony, a rhythm, and a sense of destiny that is undeniable. You will not have to force the relationship or persuade him to walk with you in faith and purpose. Instead, there will be a natural, God-given synergy that draws you together while simultaneously drawing you closer to God. Beyond purpose, divine alignment also shows itself in character. Character is the invisible foundation upon which God builds marriages. A man may be attractive, talented, or successful in the eyes of the world, but without godly character, he cannot be your God-ordained husband. Divine alignment ensures that his heart reflects integrity, humility, patience, kindness, and faithfulness. You will observe consistency in his actions, accountability in his decisions, and a sincere desire to honor God in every aspect of his life. This is the man who will not only love you, but lead you in a Christ-centered partnership, protect your heart, and walk with you in faith through every season of life. Recognizing divine alignment also requires discernment and spiritual sensitivity. It is not something that can be rushed or forced. You must cultivate a deep relationship with God, pray earnestly for wisdom, and be willing to wait for his timing. Divine alignment is always accompanied by peace, not pressure. When God ordains a union, there is no desperation, no constant anxiety, no feeling of compromise. Instead, there's a confident assurance that the steps you are taking together are steps toward a destiny that has been written by God himself. It is important to understand that divine alignment does not mean the absence of challenges or trials. Even God-ordained couples face difficulties, disagreements, and moments of testing. However, the difference is that these challenges do not shake the foundation of the relationship. Instead, they refine both individuals, strengthen their faith, and confirm the alignment of their union. When the man is truly divinely aligned, his response to challenges, his integrity under pressure, and his faithfulness to God will reveal the authenticity of his calling in your life. Another key aspect of divine alignment is timing. Often women become impatient and settle for what seems available, or they pursue relationships prematurely, ignoring the quiet promptings of God. Divine alignment respects God's timing. It comes not a moment too early or too late, but exactly when God has prepared both hearts for a sacred union. The waiting period is not wasted. It is a time of preparation, spiritual growth, and personal refinement. God uses this season to ensure that when the man arrives, the union is strong, spiritually sound, and fully prepared to fulfill his purpose. In essence, divine alignment is the confirmation that God is actively involved in the relationship, guiding it, shaping it, and orchestrating it for his glory. It is the sign that separates temporary attraction from eternal partnership, fleeting desire from sacred covenant. When you recognize divine alignment, you do not have to question your instincts or wonder if it is truly him. Peace, clarity, spiritual resonance, complementary purpose, and godly character all converge to provide undeniable evidence. This is the ultimate sign that the man before you is not just a choice or a possibility, but a divine appointment. For every woman longing for a God-ordained husband, this truth is liberating. You no longer have to settle for what is available, no longer have to endure uncertainty, and no longer have to chase fleeting emotion. Instead, you can wait, prepare, and discern with confidence, knowing that God's hand is guiding you toward a union that is fully aligned with your spirit, your purpose, and your destiny. When divine alignment is present, everything else falls into place. Timing, trust, faith, and obedience all converge to bring you into the sacred partnership God intended. Recognize it, embrace it, and walk boldly into the life God has planned, knowing that this ultimate sign will never lead you astray. Spiritual alignment is the cornerstone of any God-ordained union. Without it, no relationship can withstand the storms, challenges, and trials that life inevitably brings. Many women fall into the trap of choosing partners based on attraction, charisma, or even shared interests, thinking that these things alone can sustain a marriage. But the truth is, if a man is not aligned with God spiritually, no amount of charm, compatibility, or love can produce a lasting, fulfilling, and God-centered marriage. Spiritual alignment is non-negotiable because marriage is not just a partnership between two people. It is a covenant with God, a sacred bond designed to reflect his love, his wisdom, and his divine plan. A God-ordained husband will not only respect your relationship with God, but he will also actively strengthen it. He will encourage your prayer life, honor your commitment to the word, and inspire you to grow closer to the Lord each day. This is not about simply going through the motions of faith or attending church together for appearances. Spiritual alignment is about the depth of a man's heart, his devotion to God, and the authenticity of his faith. When a man is spiritually aligned with you, his presence brings peace rather than confusion. His guidance will uplift rather than diminish your spirit. Proverbs 2:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. A God-ordained husband will sharpen your faith, challenge you to grow, and walk bez. Guide you in your spiritual journey, creating a partnership that is anchored in God's truth. One of the clearest signs of spiritual alignment is a shared commitment to prayer and worship. When a man prays with you sincerely, not for show, it is a powerful confirmation that he recognizes the importance of inviting God into your lives together. He will not push you away from your calling or distract you from your relationship with the Lord. Instead, he will inspire, encourage, and stand beside you as a fellow servant of God. Spiritual alignment also shows itself in decision-making and lifestyle choices. A God-ordained husband will make decisions rooted in God's wisdom rather than selfish ambition. He will pursue integrity in all areas of life, demonstrating that his faith is not just theoretical, but practical, active, and visible in how he lives. This alignment ensures that both of you are walking together on a path that honors God and reflects his purpose, creating a foundation that is strong, resilient, and unshakable. Furthermore, spiritual alignment brings clarity and peace in moments of doubt or uncertainty. When you are in the presence of a man who is spiritually aligned with you, your heart will experience a sense of calm that cannot be manufactured. There will be no tension between your faith and your partnership. Instead, the relationship will be a channel for spiritual growth, encouragement, and divine affirmation. Conversely, when spiritual alignment is missing, the relationship often breeds confusion, compromise, and conflict. One person's pursuit of God may clash with the other's neglect or disinterest, creating friction that slowly erodes trust, love, and harmony. Spiritual misalignment can lead to resentment, frustration, and even heartbreak. no matter how compatible other aspects of life may seem. Recognizing the importance of spiritual alignment also requires personal discernment and readiness. You cannot attract a God-ordained husband without first cultivating your own relationship with God. Prayer, Bible study, and obedience to His Word prepare your heart to discern His will. When you are spiritually mature and rooted in faith, you will recognize the man who complements your spiritual journey rather than distracts from it. Timing is another key element. Spiritual alignment is never forced or rushed. God will bring the right man into your life at the right time, and this alignment often comes with a sense of peace, patience, and confirmation from the Holy Spirit. Waiting for this alignment is not passive. It is a season of preparation, growth, and refining your faith, so that when the man appears, you are both ready to walk together in a Christ-centered partnership. It is important to remember that spiritual alignment is not just about shared beliefs, but about mutual growth in faith. A God-ordained husband will not stagnate spiritually. He will strive to grow alongside you, encouraging you to deepen your walk with God, explore your calling, and step into the destiny God has designed for both of you. When both partners are spiritually aligned, marriage becomes more than a romantic relationship. It becomes a ministry of partnership in faith and a vessel for God's glory. Every decision, challenge, and milestone becomes an opportunity to honor Him. Finally, spiritual alignment is the filter that protects your heart and destiny. It prevents you from settling for less than what God has ordained and safeguarded you from relationships that could lead you away from His plan. It is the compass that guides you toward a man whose heart, purpose, and life are designed to complement yours in a way that glorifies God and strengthens your faith. Spiritual alignment is not negotiable because it defines the quality, depth, and longevity of the relationship. It is the foundation upon which all other forms of alignment, purpose, character, and timing are built. Without it, no union can fully reflect God's intention, and no partnership can withstand the tests of life. But with it, you experience peace, clarity, and assurance that you're God-ordained. Husband is not only present, but divinely prepared to walk beside you in faith, purpose, and love. Purpose alignment is one of the most critical signs that the man in your life is truly your God-ordained husband. While spiritual alignment ensures that your hearts are connected to God, purpose alignment ensures that your lives are moving together toward a destiny that God Himself has designed. It is not enough to have a partner who shares your faith. Your lives must also complement each other in ways that amplify God's calling on both of you. When purpose alignment exists, the relationship becomes more than companionship. It becomes a partnership with a divine mission, a union that magnifies the work God is already doing in your life and in His. God is a God of destiny, and He does not bring two people together arbitrarily. He orchestrates unions so that the combined impact of their lives can accomplish more than either could do alone. A man whose purpose aligns with yours will naturally support your God-given calling, not compete with it or create obstacles. He will encourage your dreams, celebrate your victories, and walk beside you through challenges, all while pursuing His own God-given mission. This alignment creates a synergy that is unmistakable. You feel it in the way your energies, ambitions, and values flow together. It is as if God has placed a missing piece of your spiritual and life puzzle directly in front of you. When your purpose is aligned, the relationship is infused with meaning and direction. Every conversation, every plan, and every goal shared together is filtered through the lens of God's will. This alignment ensures that the relationship does not distract from your calling, but instead enhances it. You will notice that He is not intimidated by your dreams or accomplishments. Rather, He becomes a partner who lifts you higher, helping step into your potential. Purpose alignment also brings clarity about long-term vision. You will find that your aspirations, career, ministry, or life goals are not at odds with His, but rather intersect in ways that glorify God. There is no need for compromise that diminishes your impact or your calling. Instead, the relationship provides a platform where both of you can flourish while walking in obedience to God. One of the hallmarks of a God-ordained husband is that he recognizes the value of your purpose and actively participates in it. He encourages your spiritual growth, nurtures your talents, and inspires you to pursue your God-given destiny without hesitation or fear. At the same time, he walks boldly in his own calling, showing you by example how to live with intention, courage, and faith. This mutual pursuit of purpose is a confirmation that God has brought you together, not just for love, but for impact. It is important to understand that purpose alignment is not about having identical dreams or identical paths. Rather, it is about compatibility in vision, values, and the way both of your callings intersect fulfill God's plan. When purpose alignment exists, there is harmony, not conflict. Decisions about life, family, career, or ministry are made with consideration for both callings, ensuring that neither is compromised or diminished. Without purpose alignment, relationships often experience friction and tension, even if the couple is spiritually aligned. Oh, see. Lash in purpose can lead to resentment, frustration, and ultimately a separation of paths. One partner may feel held back, unsupported, or misunderstood, creating challenges. That could have been avoided if divine alignment had been present. Recognizing purpose alignment requires discernment and patience. You must understand your own calling deeply to see whether another person complements it. This means investing in your relationship with God, seeking clarity on your purpose, and asking Him to reveal the man who is not only spiritually aligned, but also strategically placed in your life to walk with you toward destiny. Timing is also crucial in purpose alignment. Often, God waits to bring two people together until both are ready to embrace their callings fully. The waiting period allows each individual to grow independently, mature in their faith, and strengthen their understanding of the mission God has set before them. When the man appears, both of you are prepared to walk in alignment, create a relationship that is both spiritually and strategically powerful. Purpose alignment transforms a relationship from being merely romantic to being impactful, intentional, and kingdom-focused. It ensures that your love story is not only personal, but also part of God's greater narrative for your life. You will notice that when purpose alignment is present, your goals and aspirations naturally encourage collaboration rather than competition. You begin to see each other's successes as shared victories and challenges as opportunities to grow together. This alignment also strengthens communication, fosters trust, and builds resilience in the relationship because both of you understand that you are united by destiny, not convenience. Ultimately, purpose alignment amplifies your calling because it creates a relationship where both partners are fully supported, inspired, and challenged to walk boldly in God's plan. It is a sign that you are not just with a man who is compatible, attractive, or kind, but with the one whom God has orchestrated to walk beside you in fulfilling your divine purpose. When spiritual character and purpose alignment converge, you experience a relationship that is deeply fulfilling, impact-driven, and heaven-ordained. It is the confirmation that the man before you is not just a partner for life, but a partner in destiny, equipped to strengthen, uplift, and complement the mission God has designed for you both. Recognizing purpose alignment is recognizing God's fingerprint on your relationship, a divine confirmation that your union is intended to glorify Him and advance His kingdom on earth. Character alignment is one of the most vital indicators that a man is your God-ordained husband, while spiritual alignment anchors your relationship in faith, and purpose alignment ensures that your lives complement one another's calling. Character alignment confirms the integrity, consistency, and godliness of the man's heart. Without chiract, or even the most attractive, spiritually aware, or purpose-driven man cannot be trusted to lead, love, and sustain a God-centered marriage. Character alignment reflects God's heart because it is the mirror of His values within the life of a man. It is the measure by which God evaluates a man's readiness for a sacred union and the reliability of his love, commitment, and faithfulness. A man whose character is aligned with God will demonstrate integrity in every area of his life, even when no one is watching. He will honor his commitments, respect boundaries, and act with humility and honesty. His actions will match his words, and his promises will be backed by consistency and responsibility. This alignment is not about perfection, but about intentionality, accountability, and a heart that strives to reflect God in all things. Character alignment is non-negotiable because marriage is a reflection of Christ and the church. Ephesians 5:25 reminds us that husbands are called to love their wives as Christ loved the church. A man without godly character cannot fulfill this role. He may offer affection, charm, or material provision, but without integrity, patience, humility, and self-control, the relationship cannot thrive under God's design. You can observe character alignment in the way a man responds to challenges, treats others, and navigates life's trails. When faced with adversity, a man whose heart is aligned with God will respond with faith, patience, and wisdom. He will not resort to anger, manipulation, or deceit, but instead will seek guidance from God, act with justice, and maintain integrity even when it is difficult. Similarly, character is revealed in how he treats people who can do nothing for him. A God-ordained husband will show respect, kindness, and humility toward everyone from service workers to strangers because his actions are a reflection of his heart, not merely a response to circumstance or benefit. Character alignment also ensures that a man is capable of loving unconditionally. Love rooted in God is not conditional, shallow, or transactional. A man whose character is aligned with God will be patient, forgiving, and committed to growing in love with you over time. He will not exploit weaknesses, nor will he pressure, manipulate, or compromise your values for temporary gain. Instead, he will honor your heart, your calling, and your faith, building a relationship that reflects God's covenantal love. Another important aspect of character alignment is accountability. A God-ordained husband will acknowledge his weaknesses, seek counsel, and remain open to correction. He will not operate in arrogance or isolation, but in humility, recognizing that his life is guided by God's wisdom and that his marriage is a sacred responsibility. Accountability ensures that he will lead with wisdom, make decisions rooted in godly principles, and protect the unity and sanctity of the marriage. Character alignment also provides stability and security in the relationship. When a man's heart is aligned with God, his actions are predictable in their faithfulness. His responses are measured, and his love is unwavering. You do not have to wonder if he will compromise, betray, or abandon you. Instead, you can trust that he is being shaped and prepared by God to walk with you in partnership, strength, and consistency. Recognizing character alignment requires discernment, prayer, and observation. You cannot simply rely on how someone speaks, how charming he is, or how impressive his accomplishments may be. True character is revealed over time through actions, decisions, and how a man navigates life when faced with challenges, temptations, or conflicts. You must be patient and attentive, observing not only how he treats you, but also how he interacts with others and handles responsibility. Character alignment does not mean that a man is without flaws. God does not call perfect people to perfect unions. He calls willing people whose hearts are aligned with his. Imperfections exist, but what matters is his willingness to grow, to repent, and to pursue godliness in every area of life. When you find a man whose character reflects God's heart, you will notice a sense of peace, security, and clarity. You will feel confident that this is not a fleeting attraction or temporary connection, but a union prepared and ordained by God. This alignment ensures that your relationship is built on a foundation that cannot be shaken by trials, temptat, ion, or external pressures. Ultimately, character alignment is the filter that confirms a man's readiness for marriage, leadership in the relationship, and ability to love you in a Christ-centered way. It safeguards your heart, protects your destiny, and ensures that your union is a reflection of God's covenantal love. Without character, no amount of spiritual devotion or shared purpose can sustain a relationship. With character alignment, however, you experience a love that is consistent, faithful, and anchored in God. It is the divine confirmation that the man before you is prepared to walk with you not only in life, but in destiny, faith, and spiritual growth. Recognizing character alignment is recognizing God's hand at work in the preparation of a man who is not only right for you, but designed by heaven to reflect the heart of God through his love, leadership, and commitment to you. Preparation is one of the most critical yet often overlooked aspects of attracting a God-ordained husband. Many women focus on searching externally, hoping to find the right man, without realizing that God's plan requires internal readiness first. Just as a seed must be planted in fertile soil to grow, a relationship ordained by God will only flourish when your heart, mind, and spirit are prepared for it. Preparation is essential because it shapes not only the quality of your future marriage, but also the person you will become within that union. God does not simply bring two people together and then expect them to figure out how to align spiritually, emotionally, and purposefully. He orchestrates relationships in such a way that both individuals are refined, mature, and ready to embrace the responsibility and blessings of a God-centered marriage. Without preparation, even a man who is spiritually aligned, purpose-driven, and full of character may not be able to connect with you in the fullness that God intended. Preparation begins with cultivating a deep personal relationship with God. You cannot discern divine alignment, purpose, or character in a man unless your own heart is fully surrendered to the Lord. Prayer, study of the word, fasting, and obedience form the foundation of your spiritual readiness. These practices shape your understanding of God's will, equip you with wisdom, and help you develop discernment so that you can recognize the one whom God has ordained for you. Beyond spiritual preparation, personal development plays a critical role. Preparation is about becoming the woman God has called you to be before he brings your husband into your life. This involves nurturing your gifts, pursuing your calling, strengthening your character, and cultivating emotional and mental maturity. When you invest in yourself in this way, you are not just waiting passively for a man to appear. You are actively shaping your heart, mind, and spirit to be the partner God desires for this divine union. Preparation also involves understanding and respecting God's timing. G. Many women become impatient, settling for relationships that feel convenient, comfortable, or immediate. They attempt to force connections that are not yet ready to flourish, only to face disappointment, heartbreak, or misalignment. God's timing is perfect, and preparation ensures that when the right man arrives, you are both ready to walk into a marriage that is built on faith, alignment, and destiny. Waiting patiently is not a passive act of idleness. It is an active period of growth and refinement. During this time, God is shaping your heart, aligning your desires with His will, and preparing the circumstances and the man who will complement your life's calling. Another key element of preparation is learning to be content and whole on your own. A God-ordained husband will not complete you in the sense of filling a void. He will complement the fullness that God has already placed within you. Developing emotional resilience, independence, and confidence ensures that you enter the relationship as a whole person rather than someone seeking completion through another human being. This readiness allows for a partnership of equals, one rooted in mutual respect, love, and devotion to God rather than dependence or insecurity. Preparation also involves discernment and establishing standards aligned with God's word. It is essential to know what you will and will not accept in a partner. Spiritual depth, character, purpose, and alignment with God's will are non-negotiable. And prep. Oration helps you recognize and uphold these standards. By doing so, you protect your heart from settling for less than God intends for you. Life lessons, experiences, and challenges are all part of God's preparation process. Every trial, every season of waiting, every disappointment is a tool in His hand to refine your faith, sharpen your discernment, and mold your character. When you embrace these experiences as preparation, you develop patience, wisdom, and understanding, all of which are essential in building a lasting and God-centered marriage. Preparation is not just about personal readiness. It also involves preparing your heart for partnership. This includes developing the ability to forgive, to communicate effectively, to serve selflessly, and to love unconditionally. These qualities are cultivated over time and through intentional growth, ensuring that when your God-ordained husband arrives, you are fully equipped to walk in love, unity, and harmony. Ultimately, preparation is essential because it ensures that the relationship is not merely a connection between two people, but a divine union designed to fulfill God's purpose. It safeguards your heart, aligns your life with God's will, and sets the stage for a marriage rooted in faith, love, and destiny. By focusing on preparation, you honor God's timing, strengthen your own character, and position yourself to recognize and embrace the man He has prepared exclusively for you. When both partners are prepared, a unio, and is powerful, enduring, and reflective of God's glory. The essence of preparation is trusting that God is working behind the scenes, shaping you, aligning circumstances, and orchestrating the arrival of your God-ordained husband at the perfect time. By embracing preparation, you step into readiness, faith, and expectation, knowing that God's plan is perfect. His timing is flawless, and your future marriage will be a testament to His divine wisdom and love. God's timing is perfect, and understanding this truth is essential for every woman seeking her God-ordained husband. Too often, we grow impatient, trying to force relationships, rushing decisions, or settling for what seems available because we cannot see the invisible hand of God orchestrating our future. Yet, the truth is that God's timing is never early, never late, and never wrong. Every season, every waiting period, and every moment before your union has a purpose that you may not fully understand in the present, but which becomes clear when the appointed time arrives. When it comes to finding your God-ordained husband, patience is not passive. It is an active spiritual posture of faith and trust. Waiting for God's timing allows Him to prepare both your heart and the heart of the man He has chosen for you. He is shaping character, cultivating purpose, and refining the spiritual alignment necessary for a relationship that can withstand life's storms. If a man were to enter your life before God's appointed time, even if he's seen perfect, the relationship could lack stability, clarity, and divine direction. It may lead to compromise, heartbreak, or detours from your calling. God's timing, however, ensures that when the right man appears, he is fully prepared to walk in the destiny God has laid out for you both. The waiting period is a sacred season of preparation, not punishment. During this time, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances, aligning paths, and cultivating the wisdom, faith, and discernment required for lasting marriage. He is teaching patience, strengthening resilience, and deepening your trust in him. Every challenge, every disappointment, and every season of weighing is a tool in God's hands to shape you into the woman ready to receive his blessing. Understanding God's timing also allows you to recognize divine alignment when it appears. Often, when the moment is right, you will feel an unmistakable sense of peace, clarity, and confirmation. The man will not only reflect spiritual purpose and character alignment, but will also enter your life at a time when both of you are ready to embrace the sacred responsibility of a God-centered marriage. There will be no rush, no desperation, and no need to force connection or compromise values. The peace that accompanies God's timing is undeniable, and it provides assurance that the relationship is not merely circumstantial, but divinely orchestrated. Trusting God's timing also means resisting the pressure of society, peers, or personal impatience. Many women feel the urgency of age, social expectations, or fear of being alone, and in response, they may settle for less than what God has planned. God's timing is a reminder that his plan is greater than our understanding, and that waiting for his perfect moment ensures the relationship will be whole, harmonious, and heaven-ordained. Moreover, God's timing is interconnected with his preparation, both you and your future. Husbands are being shaped and refined during the waiting period. He is learning lessons, cultivating character, and growing in faith just as you are. When the appointed time arrives, both of you will step into a partnership that is mature, aligned, and ready to fulfill God's purpose. The beauty of God's timing is that it often aligns circumstances, opportunity, and divine confirmation in ways that human effort could never replicate. Doors will open, paths will cross, and moments will unfold with precision that only God could orchestrate. His timing brings not only the right person, but also the right condition, allowing the relationship to flourish according to his plan. Learning to trust God's timing requires faith, patience, and surrender. It means believing that even when you cannot see the full picture, God is working everything together for your good. Romans 8:28 reminds us that all things work together for good for those who love God. And this includes the timing of your relationships. When you embrace this truth, waiting becomes less about frustration and more about anticipation. Every prayer, every act of obedience, and every moment of personal growth during the waiting period positions you for the union that God has prepared. You will enter the relationship not with desperation or anxiety, but with confidence, peace, and spiritual readiness. God's timing is perfect because it protects your heart, safeguards your destiny, and ensures that the man you receive is fully prepared to be the God-ordained husband he is meant to be. It prevents premature unions, aligns spiritual purpose and character readiness, and allows both of you to step into a relationship that is harmonious, intentional, and blessed. Ultimately, trusting God's timing transforms waiting from a period of longing into a season of preparation, refinement, and expectancy. It ensures that your heart, your life, and your future are in alignment with his will. When the appointed time arrives, you will recognize it by the peace, clarity, and affirmation that comes from God. This is the divine signal that your God-ordained husband has entered your life at the exact moment he was meant to, fully prepared to walk beside you in faith, purpose, and love. Embracing God's perfect timing allows you to enter marriage confident, secure, and ready to fulfill the destiny God has designed for you both. Tests are an inevitable part of life, and when it comes to relationship, they often serve as God's method of confirming divine alignment. Many women may wonder why. Even when they meet a man who seems spiritually, purposefully, and character-wise aligned, there are still moments of doubt, challenge, or difficulty. These tests are not signs that the relationship is wrong. Rather, they are opportunities for God to reveal the depth of alignment between the two hearts, to refine character, and to confirm that the union is truly ordained by him. God's tests are designed to expose the authenticity of love, the strength of faith, and the resilience of commitment. They reveal whether a man can remain steadfast in his values, honor his promises, and walk in obedience to God under pressure. Divine alignment is not only about peace and harmony, it is also about enduring the trials together while remaining rooted in God's principles. A God-ordained husband will not falter when tested. His faith will remain firm, his character consistent, and his love unwavering. Tests reveal the quality of a man's heart and his readiness for the sacred responsibility of marriage. They show whether he is willing to grow, sacrifice, and persevere in ways that honor God and strengthen the union. For a woman, understanding that tests are confirmation allows her to approach challenges with discernment rather than fear. Not every obstacle or disagreement is a sign of misalignment. Instead, these moments can illuminate how both partners respond to pressure, adversity, and spiritual trails. When both hearts are truly aligned, tests serve as opportunities for growth, trust building, and deepening commitment. Tests can take many forms. Sometimes they manifest as disagreements, misunderstandings, or delays in timing. Other times they appear as temptations, external pressures, or life circumstances that require patience and faith. A man whose character is aligned with God will respond to these situations with integrity, humility, and wisdom. He will not take the easy road of compromise, dishonesty, or selfishness. Instead, he will face the challenge head-on, guided by the principle of God's word, demonstrating that his alignment is real and enduring. Tests also reveal a man's consistency in his devotion to God and to the relationship. It is one thing to show faith and commitment when circumstances are easy, but it is entirely different when life becomes challenging. A God-ordained husband will maintain his integrity, continue to encourage spiritual growth, and remain patient and supportive through trials. His response is the confirmation that the alignment is not superficial, but rooted deeply in God's design. For women, these tests provide clarity and assurance, observing how a man reacts under pressure, how he treats others when tempted or provoked, how he prioritizes faith over convenience reveals the authenticity of divine alignment. Tests filter out relationships that are based on temporary attraction or convenience and highlight the ones that are truly God-ordained. Tests are also a form of preparation. They allow both partners to grow individually and together. Life experiences, challenges, and moments awaiting refine character, strengthen faith, and build resilience. A God-ordained marriage is not meant to be perfect immediately. It is designed to be cultivated through patience, obedience, and reliance on God's guidance. Through tests, both individuals learn to navigate conflict, communicate effectively, and uphold godly principles in every situation. They're being equipped to handle the responsibilities and challenges of a lifelong partnership. It is essential for women to embrace these tests with faith rather than frustration. When faced with moments of difficulty, instead of questioning God's plan, recognize them as confirmation processes. These are opportunities to discern the man's readiness, evaluate alignment in action, and trust that God is orchestrating the relationship according to his perfect plan. Trusting God during tests also strengthens your spiritual discernment by seeking his wisdom, praying for clarity, and observing how the man responds to challenges. You develop the ability to recognize true alignment when it appears. You become attuned to the subtle,